Hey guys, we're back with the house in Fata Morgana. Last time, Giselle and Michel talked. And, I really hope this game's going to have a happy ending. Because I know this door is not going to. But I really hope the game does, because I just want Giselle and Michel to be happy. Like, all the people in the other doors, I don't care about them. Well, Mel is kind of cool, I guess, but... as long as these two are happy, I'm okay. Master, come on, get up. Up with you. Master! What? See, what did I tell you? So much nicer in here with a little light. Morning? Wait a second. Don't you hide under your bedspread? Get out from there. I'm fine, with my room staying dark. What's she even doing in here? Oh, my master, you agreed I could open the windows. I did, yes. Don't worry, I put curtains up. If it gets too bright, you can draw them. Mornings take the best part of being outside and squeeze them all into the same few hours. You don't have to go outside in the sunlight for it either. Just listen to all the wonderful sounds. The joyous songs of the birds, the swaying of the trees, the rustling of leaves. Am I being as pushy as I feel right now? Kind of. Eh. But it wouldn't be you if you weren't, so for now, I won't get on to you about it. Also, now that I know your real intentions, no, never mind. I completely misjudged you. You're the exact opposite of what I thought you were. What did you think of me? Let's see. That you're cold and cruel, heartless and incomprehensible. But I'm beginning to get a better idea. Try to put on airs, but you're really rather childish. You have a short temper, but you can be surprisingly painful. But playful, not painful. What else? You have a pretty difficult personality, too. There's not a single good trait on that list! Now, hear me out here. It's not everything. Give me a chance to talk, and you listen intently. You can be kind of nice, too. We agreed that we'd live together, not just in the same house, so we've got plenty of more time to add to that list. And I hope you can make your own list about me, too. I screwed up that last time, but I'm not going to reread it. This is just the beginning, after all. We've got a long, long time ahead of us. Dude, guys, death flags. Please stop. Giselle, you don't know what you're doing. Plenty enough to get to know each other, no? Let's not waste any time, then. What do you say we do something today that we haven't been able to do before? Where should we begin? Well, I know. We can get this place cleaned up. You want to clean? Now that there's some actual light in here, you see all sorts of things we're probably rather not. Like dust. All over the place. My vision was still slightly unfocused, having not completely escaped from Morpheus's embrace, but I can see well enough to catch your smile brightly. He's talking about the time he spent in the Matrix. Get it? Because there's a character called Morpheus. Morpheus is a thing. What's Morpheus from? It's Greek mythology, okay. The Greek god of dreams who appears in Ovid's Metamorphoses. Metamorphoses? It's a Latin narrative poem. Again in Ovid, which is why it's Ovid. Somehow I haven't heard of it. It seems like it's significant. Anyway. That's the first time I got a good look at her in the light. I could see facial features that I missed during yesterday's commotion, and those glittering eyes. Not even a trace of her tribulation she had endured tainted her pure jade eyes. She is surprisingly good looking. I'm clearly not myself right now. Something the matter, Master? I know. Still half asleep, aren't you? I guess I'm just gonna have to throw in my best bucket of water on you. What is the best bucket of water? I'm awake. Is there something on my face then? Just far too amusing a sight to wake up to. Amusing? Well, just get out of bed already. What a noisy morning. I got my first decent look at Michel's face under the light that morning, watching him stifle a yawn as he crawled out of bed. All the little details I hadn't been able to pick up on in the darkness. His expressions, mannerisms, and the way he looked at me. I could see facial expressions I had missed during yesterday's commotion. Those vivid, all-consuming red eyes. That's probably, no, almost certainly, making a really dumb face at him. Question mark? Is it just me, or is he kind of, no, very pretty? How could I have not noticed until now? Oh geez, wow, I can't look him in the eyes! I want to see Michel's perspective so I can see Giselle's sprite. Yes? What can I do for you? Is there something on my face? What? No, Huh? Hair monster! Excuse me? No, your hair. It's really long. Yes, it's way too long. Ho ho! Is that any way for a servant to speak to her master? Just kidding. I don't have any interest in holding your status against you anymore. I see. It's really hard to tell if he's joking or not. Yeah, that expression on his face was pretty evil looking. So, about that cleaning. May I wash my face first? What? You're going to help? As I said, I'm not going to act like I'm superior to you anymore. I mean, you did say, like, we should do something. You did imply that he would be joining you. What are you snickering about? I can't help it. I'm happy. If my hair really does bother you, you can cut it. Huh? I can cut it? Of course. I'll give you the best haircut you've ever had. Well, I should have warned you. You want to stay perfectly still. I'm a monster with a pair of scissors. Sisters always said you were as likely to lose an ear as you were your hair whenever I cut. You stay away from me! It's not going to be a happy ending. I was shocked at how much more comfortable I felt around her. Only one day following our opening up to each other. I have to constantly remind myself there's going to be a sad ending. So that I don't, you know. Maybe this was normal. I simply never felt it before. I didn't know. I thought it would take years of work to get close enough to someone to be able to have a conversation without picking apart every little detail. But here I was, the day after, already there. Was that how it usually worked? Oh yeah, I've been forgetting to mention this. So, how many doors do you think there's going to be? I'm asking myself that. I think it's either going to be 6 or 8. Or possibly 9. So, there's really 2 ways it could go. One, door 6 is like a brand new door we haven't seen before that really takes place in the modern era. It's a finale, kind of. 8 would be, we go back and see the viewpoints of the other 3 doors, the first 3. Similar to how door 5 is being told now. Although there'd probably be less lies in those 3 than in this one. And then, it's possible there'd be a door 9 that would be the finale, like I said, with door 6. I'm not sure, though. We'll see after this door, really. Because, or it could be there's no more doors and everything else happens from, you know, within the frame story. Anyway, back to the story. Is that how it usually worked? Do people normally get close and draw apart so freely? I didn't find it unpleasant to have someone else around. It was a strange feeling. All that friction had dissipated in an instant. And it was like we had known each other for years. Though not entirely willingly, we'd been sharing meals, something I'd always done by myself. Hey! I see you shoving aside that parsnip. You need to eat everything. Do you have any idea why there's so much rotting parsnip in the cellar? I don't care for it. Could at least pretend to be ashamed. Yeesh, you're not a kid, so don't be so picky. It's not good for you. It hasn't caused any problems thus far. It will soon enough. Huh, can't believe you. You have limited supplies and you won't even eat your vegetables? Well, question, I've got an idea. Go on. Is the list of supplies sent by your family set in stone? Meaning? I was just wondering if it was possible to make requests. If I could, I'd like to go out on a shopping trip. Perish the thought. The only village around here is the one you came from. Right. Say, are you saying that out of concern for Who would ever be concerned about you? That's a bit harsh. Just want to be able to sleep well at night. I'm not interested in throwing more servants to the lions. No, you're a whole lot simpler of a person than I first thought. He's a tsundere. What's that supposed to mean? Oh, nothing. Back to your question about the delivery. Yes, you can. What is this song? I think this is a new one. I just now realized, yo, this weird song is playing. I haven't made any requests recently, but you can write what you want on a sheet of parchment. Or if we don't have any, something similar, put it in that box and leave it outside. As long as your request is not completely unreasonable, it should arrive within the next package. Why, is there something you need? Yeah, I was hoping to increase our selection of vegetables. While I'm at it, if possible. Actually, that's a secret. What's with that sly expression? A secret? Something too exciting. Just, you know, more parsnips. I'll tell you when the time is right. I have no idea what they ate in 11th century, well, almost 12th century. 11th century Europe. So I don't know what she's thinking. Maybe she's asking for something else besides food. I don't know. My relationship with Michel gradually transitioned from master and servant to something closer to friends. He is still my master, but he allowed me almost complete freedom. And he didn't order me around either. He even gave me a hand with my work. Though we are still not very talkative, and oftentimes hard to read. He at least seemed to be making an effort to close the gap. He would on occasion tell me about himself, though not in much detail. Anytime his family came up, he grimaced uncomfortably. Apparently his father had wanted him dead. His brother so worked to create a scenario in which he could live, faking his death and sending him to this remote mansion. I never encountered Michel's brothers while at the family estate. But assuming he was right, it was one of them who had given me the letter. They're likely our only allies at that house. I don't know what he's thinking. It's been 10 years, Michel muttered. To which I replied, have faith. It's better to believe in something, even if it felt silly and unreasonable, than to lose faith in everything. My being able to find renewed belief in the kindness of people was what allowed me to start smiling again, after all. Because I was able to have that faith, I was able to enjoy life once more. It wasn't exactly exciting or thrilling life. It was a humble, simple one with just the two of us. But I wouldn't trade that life for anything. Some people might think it dull or dreary, but it was ours. Master, I really truly appreciate that you want to help me with cooking. I do, honestly. But this is apocalyptic. This is mutinous. This is an affront to gastronomy. This is unearthly disgusting. Give me better ingredients. What? I'm not a bad cook. Those are simply bad ingredients. If they were better, they would taste just fine boiled. It's not as bad as you claim. Besides, you make a mockery of the culinary arts. I've been eating this for years. I don't see the problem. Read quite enough, Master. Sounds like I'm going to need to put your taste buds through some intense rehabilitation. Or to teach him what real food tastes like. Otherwise, he won't be able to appreciate it if I make him something really good. Hold the chair steady for me, will you? I'm gonna wipe down the top shelf. I can handle it. Tall enough to reach without standing on a chair. Wink. It's not as simple as just running a rag over it. I've got practice, so let me take care of it, alright? There's a lot more dust than I expected. Probably should have used something to cover my mouth. You're gonna want to hold your breath for this, Master. Alright, here goes! It's quite practiced. Is there any need for me to be holding the chair? Shoo! Question mark, exclamation point! What? Whoa! Hold the chair! Nah. Ow, ow, ow. So sorry, I didn't think there'd be that much dust. Thank you for holding the... Maester? Your hand is... Oh, it's the classic! What? Their hand is up. It's on my... I thought this game wasn't anime, but it was anime the whole time. I knew it. Big 2 exclamation points. It was an accident. Right, it was. It's fine, really. It was my fault anyway. It's completely, totally fine. Can't even look her in the eyes. The next scene is, he walks into the bathroom and she's in there. And she's like, hentai! And she throws, like, a bottle at him. And it hits him right in the face. And then, like, it zooms out to the house and the roof flies off the house. Can't even look her in the eyes. I hate that trope so much. Could this be any more painfully awkward? I also hate just as equally whenever they try to deconstruct that trope to be funny. It's all bad. It's all garbage. Just burn it. So you don't worry about it, Master. Honestly, I should be apologizing for subjecting you to that. It's easier said than done. I have to do something about this stifling awkwardness. For one, it was only for a moment. Rarely even realized what it was. That's not the issue. Need some clever way to brush all this aside. Something witty. Tells her I'm not bothered at all. Oh no, he's gonna tell her a really bad joke. I'm not concerned. Ha! Oh. This is anime, he's a tsundere. In fact, I see no reason to be concerned at all. We're like squeezing an obese rat. Hardly even perceived it. This guy! Obese rat! Michel. Buddy, I'm patting the mic to show that I'm patting him on the shoulder. I hardly even perceived it as a breast. Obese red? Obese red. What? How utterly insensitive can you be? To rip every last hair off your head. Grah! Leave my hair out of this! There's not gonna be a happy ending. Remember that. Say, Master? What did you do all this time by yourself? That's an exceedingly vague question. Say when you're really, really stupidly bored out of your mind, what did you do to keep yourself occupied? Meditate? Just how many times have you reached enlightenment? Sometimes play chess, too. Chess? Wait, by yourself? Yes, I imagine how an opponent might react to my moves. Play the other side that way. That's kinda depressing to think about. How about this, Master? Play a game against me. Do you know the rules? You bet I do. I do come from a family of merchants, so I keep up with the trends and know all sorts of games. Ho ho! Prepare to meet your maker. She loses in four turns. So who was I supposed to prepare to meet again? Come on, have a little mercy. You challenged me. One more time. Just wasn't at the top of my game. She gets 4 turned again. When am I gonna meet this maker? What? How? When did you put me in checkmate? One more. Hold on, that's not fair. Take it back! I'm my king. Please stop! Amateur. Can you just go a little bit easy? You never asked me to go easy. This isn't a game, this is a slaughter. This is a one-sided massacre. About this maker. I'm looking right at him. That's actually kind of fun. Oh, it wasn't? It was miserable. Next time we're playing something fair. Such as? Let's see. Oh, I know. Arm wrestling. Huh? Arm wrestling? Yeah, you sit across from each other, put your elbow on the table, grab hands, and see who can pin the other down. Who would ever willingly participate in such a primitive competition? Not interested then? Are you afraid you might lose? Oh, ho, 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 ho. It's working? It worked? Alright then. Can't imagine losing to a woman. Okay, elbow on the table. I mean, dude, have you seen your body? Like, look at your hand. You're like a skeleton. With skin. Start on my count. I mean, aren't we all skeletons with skin? But I mean, ready, go. Victory! This is really embarrassing to admit, but I have never won a game of arm wrestling, even against girls. I mean, don't tell anyone that. I mean, I haven't played arm wrestling in a couple years, but I think even now, a girl could beat me. Which I'm not... I don't want to admit that, but I have to. But just transitioning, showing them having fun. I don't know what that facial expression meant. I want to protect that smile. Gotta say that every time it shows up. I assume the village is gonna come back and, you know, be like, yo, Michel, give me your furniture. With each passing day, it grew less and less unusual having Giselle always at my side. I began more freely engaging in silliness, speaking my mind and showing emotion. I could say your name and Giselle would turn around and smile at me, an unimaginable sight not long ago. For 10 years I'd lived alone. Solitude had been my normal, but I was very rapidly changing at her hands. We were continually getting closer, yes, but not in a romantic sense. If I had to describe it, I would say good friends was probably the most apt. Having continued to press on, our relationship remaining relatively stable. Eventually summer came, bringing with it the longest periods of sunlight I had experienced in many years. Then the leaves began falling from the trees. Before long, the world grew cold and dreary. That winter, the fireplace was never without a crackling blaze in its belly. The boiled wine we drank was undoubtedly middling and cheap. But she said with a smile, never had wine this good before. And though I didn't say anything, I felt the same way. Where do they get firewood from? I think the guy gives it to them? The sun had set much earlier. Having stopped using candles, found ourselves habitually gathering around the fireplace when it grew dark. This is gonna end very badly. Reading a story by the fireplace like this almost makes it feel like we're in another world, doesn't it, Master? But that's why troubadours, that's how you say it, right? Troubadour? Perform at pubs, so they can be near the fire. Or because there's ale. Drunkenness makes even bad singing and storytelling pleasant to the ears. Oh, you're such a cynic. Well, that's okay. Say, yes? Do you remember when I first arrived here? When I was cleaning the library? Please don't tell me you're bringing the obese rat incident back up. No, not that. Before that. Before we could actually, actually talk to each other. I believe I suggested we read something together, if you ever felt the inclination. You might have. I can't say I remember. Are you sure about that? You turned down my proposal, saying I was wasting my time. But look, it actually happened. Even if you don't remember, I'm sure you never thought this moment would come. I was, for the most part, focused on making sure things didn't get any worse between us. But to be honest, I didn't expect there would actually come a time when we could sit shoulder to shoulder and read a book. You never know how things might pan out. I actually do remember. I remember how I tried to push her away, how much I mistrusted her. There's nothing but hostile towards her. People change. Perhaps if they can, so can the future. So maybe I can hope, and like our friendship, there's a chance the future might take a turn for the better. Something the matter? I don't care much for hypotheticals, but if by some chance, I were someday to be able to return to that house. Should that time come, that house is home to her nightmares, even if it didn't happen until my father was gone. Wouldn't erase what he had done to her there. She acts like nothing's wrong though. I don't know. Have her wounds healed, or do they still remain? Should that time come? Should that time come, if that day comes, I'll do whatever I can to ensure that you have a comfortable life in the city. Though I'll not be able to inherit the estate, I can work something out. I see. Oh, you're supposed to say, I'll bring you with me! Or, you know, something cool like that. Thank you very much. But, if you would be comfortable doing so, I'd be pleased if you were to join me. Oh, he did it! Woo! I mean, as a servant. As a servant. Yes, a servant. We're, short on hands. I see, a servant. I really need to repeat myself. Yes, as a servant. Alright, sure, I think I will. I'd like to accompany you, Master. How exciting. Sure, a wonderful future awaits us. I pray so. Death flags. Please stop. Now back to the story. believe we just had gotten to the point where the knight set out to defeat the monster and save the princess. But he's a big, buff, muscular knight. Let's not talk about how muscular he was. She let out a gentle laugh. I thought I smelled something sweet on her breath. Was it her scent? Or perhaps just my imagination, and no way of knowing. We sat so close, even the slightest shift seemed sufficient to allow me to hear the sound of her heartbeat, causing mine to accelerate. Curiosity flooded my mind. What might she be thinking right now? What is she thinking about me? As much as I tried to banish them, I frustratingly failed. I was just getting caught up in the moment. I just briefly lost my way. No, I'm not going to do it. I tried to convince myself otherwise. It was all in vain. When had my pulse gotten so rapid? When had my skin gotten so flushed? When? How? Why was this happening to me? That I had already learned my lesson. About having feelings for someone else. We're on gift now. And I want to keep going, so I'm going to keep going. Before long, winter retreated, and our second spring came to take its place. A full year had passed since we resumed living together. I don't think it was my imagination that this year felt much warmer than last. Spring seemed to have arrived a bit earlier than in previous years. One night, when the breeze carried on its pleasant residual warmth, Giselle escorted me out to the garden. Oh, she started planting the stuff. Come on, master, hurry up. It's the middle of the night. What's so important? I just found it myself. And I couldn't wait until morning. Okay, she didn't start planting stuff. A rose! It blossomed. A rose? Oh, she did start planting stuff. Giselle had, over the past year, cleaned up the nest of weeds that had been strangling the garden. Off to the side of a small plot of turned soil, swaying in the wind beneath the moonlight, was a single red rose. When did you... Last year I requested flower seeds. Okay, that was it. But I couldn't get them to grow. I was starting to think they would never. But look, it's only one, but it did. I had no idea. Of course you didn't. I didn't tell you. Why would you keep it from me? I wanted to make it a gift for you, master. What? Why? Roses make wonderful gifts, supposedly. No, that's not what I meant. Why me? I haven't given you anything. Consider it a symbol of my hope that we'll still be close another year from now. Just so! Stop triggering the death plagues! If we are, then this is yours. I don't follow her reasoning. I don't follow it at all, but the sight of the deep red rose almost melting in the dark night was perhaps the most wondrous thing I'd ever seen in my life. I never understood why some people found flowers so enchanting. They were always just plants to me. But that one, on that night, was undeniably beautiful. Majestic. Like a young child seeing a flower for the very first time, my hand automatically reached out for it. Not knowing the proper way to appreciate flowers, I didn't gently caress its petals or take in its fragrance, but snapped its stem. Oh, you picked it? Are you gonna bring it back to your room? When I finally processed your question, that's when I realized I probably should have let it grow in the garden. In the base of its stem, where I plucked it, a droplet succumbed to gravity and fell to the earth. When I came to the later realization that I ended the plant's life, but it was overpowered by childish possessiveness. The stunning flower is mine. Moonlight trickled down from the heavens, giving a gentle bluish tint to my hands and the smile on her face. You're gonna need a vase then. Give me just a minute. For the briefest moment, the moonlight must have played a trick on my mind. Master? Well, what on earth am I doing? A look of bewilderment filled Giselle's face, just inches from mine, which hammered into the reality of what I had just done. Thought that had crossed my mind that perhaps the black hair might prove a good backdrop for the rose, but it's supposed to remain a simple fancy. What was that about? An excuse. I need a good excuse. Think about trying to think of something funny like the obese rat, but I can't. Sorry. A drawing. A drawing? And I'd like to preserve it on a canvas. But, what? I mean, that rose on its own does not make a very compelling picture, so I'd like to include you as an accessory. Wait, you want to draw me too? Really, there's a background element. Slightly more interesting than a base, that's all. I've never seen you draw anything before. He can't draw, can he? I just never got the urge. You know how? Many years ago, my brother taught me. I don't think I can handle being a model. Never had a drawing of me done of me before. I'd probably be better off with just the rose. You gave it to me, didn't you? That means I'm free to do with it as I please. I did. I didn't mean to sound so rude. I had no real interest in drawing the rose, but I couldn't just take it back either. Giselle shrunk back down quite visibly. I couldn't bring myself to look in her eyes. So I fled to the cellar in search of supplies to escape the oppressive awkwardness. At the far wall, I found a rectangular panel of wood, several sticks of charcoal. Materials were obviously nothing compared to what a court artist might use, but I was clearly not going to be able to do the portrait any kind of justice. God, what am I doing? I want to bury my head in the sand. Giselle was waiting for me in the stained glass chamber. It seemed she was still just as uncomfortable as when I had left her. She gave me a fleeting glance before averting her gaze again. If only she would laugh or make a scene like usual, it'd make things so much easier. Why did she have to choose now to start acting meek? What should I be doing? Stay perfectly still, please. Do you need me to pose or anything? No, just get comfortable. Look away. Why? It's hard to work when you're watching me. What? I feel like I have to sneeze. Hold it in, please. What now? Can I see it? Barely drawn anything yet. As long as her eyes didn't meet, I was able to observe her. My gaze was quite clearly not focused on the rose, but Giselle. First, I had regretted my in-the-moment proposition. But I was beginning to think it hadn't been such a bad idea. That's some sort of pretext, but I've never been able to examine her so intently. I didn't have that kind of courage. This isn't like me. But what was like me? Did I prefer being a sharp-tongued, unapproachable recluse? Was that what I wanted to strive for? Giselle was like a gale. Her mere presence dispersed the gloomy cloud that had always hovered around me. Thinking about it, it's practically a miracle that we ever ended up so comfortably around each other. So comfortable around each other. That she's still here right now. Light from the moon spilled through the stained glass window, taking on the multitude of pale tones before falling on her white skin and jade eyes. I stopped sketching at some point. What in the world is going on? One of my many roses has been finally bloomed, which I thought would put a smile on Michel's face, or rather, than improve his mood. It made him go all strange. It made him say that he wanted to draw something. Never seen Michel draw anything before. I can't sit still. Try to sneak peeks of him every once in a while, but anytime our eyes met, he gave me a stern, look that way stare. So I ended up spending a whole lot of time looking at the Archangel in the stained glass window. What could he be thinking? Could this be thanks for the rose? Pretty sure he's not the type who would consider a drawing an expression of gratitude, though. If I'm wrong about that, I'll turn my whole world upside down. Maybe he wanted to draw me? Well, that's not possible. That would turn the world upside down even faster. He couldn't. We're close to be sure, but we're not that kind of close. It makes it sound like Michel's attracted to me. Oh. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. He compares me to an obese rat and calls me an amateur chess, laughing while he crushes me. So that's not what this is it? Oh yes? If it's too much trouble, you're free to leave. This might take a very long time to complete. Oh no, not at all. I mean, don't you have to look? I mean, I don't understand art, but don't you have to? Isn't the point of drawing something like looking at it? Oh no, no trouble. You had a very stern look on your face, is all. I was doing that bad a job of hiding it. I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want. It was foolish of me to ask of you. I'm sorry. Honestly, it's no trouble. I mean it. It just took me by surprise, that's all. Not even that great of an artist to begin with. It's not a talent I was blessed with. Oh, did they skip a line? No. If I'm being honest with myself, can't imagine anyone would be pleased to have bad art drawn of them. What? What's he getting so negative about? I wasn't the only one making a face. His head was turned slightly downward, forlorn shimmer in his eyes. Never seen him make that kind of face before. He resembled a child who had just been scorned by his mother. I wasn't at all angry or displeased with him. That's just fine, honestly. I had to get that through to him. I am pleased. Doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, Master. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant. The moonlight shimmering through the stained glass was so enchanting. I lost myself in it. I'd be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love. Whoa! She said it! For an instant, time froze. By the time I realized what I had said, my mind had gone blank and I couldn't form a coherent thought. I mean, like, you know, like, family. Like, an older brother to me. I mean, like a love for a brother, huh? Hey, say something, Master. Give me your usual exasperated side. Come on now. Come on, give me your best good grief, then hurl me out the window. Come on, please. Show me some disappointment. Master? Yeah. Ah. When the wood panel he was using as a canvas and the charcoal in his hand crushed the hard chapel floor, clattering was so loud I jumped. And now in the presence of mind to wonder why I had knocked over the canvas, why his hand appeared to be shaking. Aha. Let me help you with that. Step towards him. And when I did, the moonlight spell. I gotta call it, but I don't want to call it. The moonlight shining down upon us intensified. And our gazes of Jade and Ruby intertwined. Oh, look, the UI, because they both, like, seriously, like, the thing I said before is still true, like, there's some joke about obese rats here. There's a very visible rosiness in his ethereally pale cheeks. Master? Flickers of panic darted beneath the surface of his normally stony red eyes. They were trembling as he looked over at me. I was at a loss for words. We must have been under the moon's spell. We weren't thinking. We stood alone in that frozen world, robbed of all rational thought. Regretting the moonlight's current, his hand fell against my cheek. It was much colder than I had expected, but I felt pleasant on my flushed skin. As we drew closer, I could feel the warmth emanating from his body. I'm sure he could feel mine. The beating of my heart, too. His breathing stopped for a moment, then he gulped. He brought his head in. I closed my eyes and... Aw. Ah! Yeah! Then I shoved him away with all my strength. Gah. Michel yelled back, knocked his head on the side of a pew, and began groaning in pain. Which was when I finally realized what I had done. What have you done, Giselle? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Are you hurt? I'm fine. Sorry, you startled me. I really truly didn't mean to knock you down. You should go back to your room. Sorry for all the trouble I've caused you tonight. What? Get some rest. Good night. He turned away, marching off into the corridor and shrouded in darkness. There was a heavy air of loneliness hanging over him, which gave rise to phantom images of him actually disappearing into the darkness. I'd caused that, but I hadn't realized it until it was too late. I felt like someone was sitting on my chest. Why did I ever do that to him? Of course I wouldn't have heard him reacting like that. Maybe I was hoping he'd say it was just one of his jokes. Do I want it to be a joke? I had that option. Pretend nothing ever happened. Tomorrow go back to the way things were before. But if I did that, then almost certainly never be a second chance. You're okay with it. You wanted it, Giselle. Quit lying to yourself. You're the one who said you loved him. That was no mistake. You wouldn't sit shoulder to shoulder near the book with someone you didn't care for. Is this a new song? Or have you heard this before? You don't enjoy eating supper with someone you didn't like. You want to be able to live happily with someone you didn't love. You have to go after him, find him, and tell him the truth. What am I doing, for God's sake? Not in my right mind. Something about me was off today. I couldn't control myself. I was saying things I didn't mean, doing things I didn't intend to. I never meant to do that. But at this point, I had no choice but to admit my feelings. I couldn't pretend I didn't know what they were anymore. How long had I felt this way? A week, a month, 6 months, or maybe a full year? They already developed when we started anew? No, the when didn't matter. It didn't change the facts. I was still attracted to her, regardless of when it begun. But she pushed me away, quite literally. I sighed at myself. Why should I be disappointed? She was nothing like me. I was reclusive, unsociable, just the exact opposite. She's the kind of person who would confidently tell someone how she felt. And she had done exactly that, said I was like a brother. But I hadn't listened. As a matter of fact, could I have been any more presumptuous? I don't deserve to love anyone. It's better this way. Master! Question mark, exclamation point? What? Told you to go back to your room. Master, I need you to listen to me, okay? What? About, well, what just happened? That doesn't count. You can't count any of that. Huh? That I said I loved you and then I shoved you. They don't count. Ah. Right, I was planning to forget that anyway. So don't worry. But that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that it's not something I should have said on a whim just because the moonlight was kind of pretty tonight. It wasn't supposed to be so casual. The way I said it doesn't come across how much I really care about you. It should have been something with much more impact, rather. Me looking you straight in your eyes. My heart jumping around like it's on fire. That's how I should have said it. What are you... I'm saying, I want you to give me one more chance to do it right. Giselle. Calm yourself. I am calm. No sense of the word are you calm. Fine then, I'm not calm, but I'm clear-headed. I mean every last word. Listen very carefully. I love you. I love you so much I feel like my heart's going to explode. She did it! She did it! Like, Houston, we've had a launch. There's not a problem. Whatever the astronauts say. What? Huh? You mean, like family. Like a brother, right? Romantic love. Romantic! She did it! Whoa! Houston, we have a launch! Or whatever astronauts say. What? I wasn't upset back there. No, I was elated. What? Mine couldn't keep up with what it was hearing. Half out of breath where she stood, she still was frantically insisting that she loved me. Was I dreaming? Master? How do you... I'd like to hear. How do you feel about me? Assuming I interpreted that correctly, you're going in for a kiss back there, right? Right? So I can take that as your answer? She still looked up at me with blurry eyes. Come on, Michelle, don't let me down. She had feelings for me. It was a miracle. I could hardly breathe. Felt like if someone stuck their hand in my chest and was squeezing my heart. I just had to say yes, and a smile would spread across her face. Bring your joy, and all it would take was a single word. I had no reason to say no. My happiness was standing right there in front of me. Oh no, he's gonna say no, isn't he? Michelle, please. What more can I ask for? All I had to do was reach out and claim it for myself. I tried to do exactly that in the chapel, and I could do it again. I loved her. I was a twisted man, cast out of the world and left with nothing. I had no way to make her happy. Wait, oh no. Wait, Michelle's the girl theory kinda just fell apart a little? Because, as far as I know, he had never called himself a man in his thoughts before. But, oh. Well, back it up. But still, don't tell me you've forgotten what you are. Tell me. There's no moonlight to give me that nudge. Houston, we have a problem. Do not feel that way about you. What? I got confused for a moment. I apologize for the misunderstanding that seems to have caused. All the color drained from her, like a flower wilting before my eyes. A heavy sigh spilled from her lips. Her jade eyes swayed lifelessly back and forth. I didn't thought mere love could possibly have such weight, but she looked as though I just told her she was to be executed. I see. I'm sorry. I let it get to my head. Sorry for making such a racket. Really, God, what was I thinking? I got way ahead of myself there. I think that's full. Energy hurt to watch. Like, French words, am I right? I had hurt her, and this was the result. I think it's French. You wanted to protect yourself, even if it meant hurting her. But look where that got you. You would have been better off with just going with it. Because when she learned the truth, she would have pushed you away anyway. I'm sorry. I'll be going now. Sorry for barging in on you like that. She made her way into the shadows towards the door. There, you did it again. Preserved her peace. This kind of actually... It reminds me of something that I don't want to talk about because it's heavy spoilers for said thing. You may know what I'm talking about if you're watching this video. Or you could not. So I'm not going to say, but my Michel's girl theory might not be dead. Maybe. Possibly. If I talked about it, I'd obviously draw connections between that and the thing I'm trying not to spoil. So I'm not gonna do that. But my Michel's girl theory might be alive. Though you did it. You preserved your peace. Get the feeling should never turn back. Your mistake was ever getting close to anyone. What I had always wanted was right there in front of me. That's so close to obtaining it. And you pushed her away. What? Run after her. Actually did love her. She would never love the real you. No, she couldn't. You're disgusting. I can't believe you actually had the gall to fall for me. Good night, Master. She's leaving. Do it! Run after her! I wanted her here and she was leaving. She had to acknowledge my feelings and she would come back. Was I really content to let her go? In my weakness, I mistreated her. I hurt her. I let her go and I was about to lose her. Even though she said she loved me. Felt the same way. Wait, please don't go. Your voice is shaking like a scared child's. What are you hoping to tell her like that? She was different. She absolutely was nothing like anyone in my past. She won't be any different. I decided I'd try just one more time. To believe in myself, and to believe in someone else. I lied. Giselle, from the bottom of my heart, You'll regret this. No, I won't. Sincerely love you. Did it! Whoa! Well, I just need to remind myself this won't have a happy ending. Oh no. Just let them be happy as long as possible. The fragrance of Rose had enveloped me. Her arms, wrapped around my chest, were both imbued with strength and shaking like mad, as though the slightest stretch might shatter them. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? She said it in a quavering, sniveling voice just inches from my ears. I lacked sufficient control over my mind or body to return her embrace. She ran my hand through her hair, but didn't do anything more than support her weight. Sorry. Jerk, bully, brute. You don't get to play this one off as a joke. Truly, sincerely sorry. You've given me two different stories. Tell me, which one's the truth? Were you just confused, or do you actually love me? I want to hear you say it again. Truth is, I love you. Again. I love you. Not fumbling this time. Love you as I've said several times now. Not good enough. Again. Have mercy, please. I'm about to die of humiliation. Can I really believe you this time? You're not going to say you're lying again? No, I won't. I want to protect that smile. Then, we both feel the same way about each other? Shockingly enough. What's there to be shocked about? I didn't think there's anything likable about me. You really do have to do something about that pessimism. I'll try. Haha, I'm in heaven. I'm so happy I could cry. You are all over me. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. When he first said no, everything went black. Wasn't sure what I'd do anymore. I lost all hope. I really do feel bad about that. Oh, you had a change of heart. Now you're willing to have me. Yes. And everything I bring with me. That's the idea. Absolutely everything, right? Pushing that point rather hard. I have a request. Something I don't think I could ask you anytime but now, while we're in the moment. I'll do anything, as long as it's within my ability. Tell me, what is it? Will you look at my naked body? Oh, hold on, hold on! I gotta censor this, guys. Turn off the video, Hold on, I can actually do that, can't I? But no, it's not an age game as far as I know. It's on Steam. What? Or specifically, my scars. You are going to have to see them eventually. In which case, I'd like for that to be now. And if we assume that the Michelle's girl theory exists, this has a totally different viewpoint for him as well. Well, should I say her? Well, keep referring to Michelle's a guy until it's confirmed. A year ago, I refused to look at her scars. I was certain I wouldn't be able to accept what they represented. The abuse my father had subjected her to. If possible, I would have preferred never having to face that. But more than anyone, needed to know. It was my responsibility. I had to accept reality, not grimace or avert my eyes. I had to face up to what had been done to her. Okay. I couldn't bring myself to look at her as she hesitantly disrobed. The sound of her clothes rustling made me feel as though I was doing something incredibly improper. Especially as I tried to feign calm, I was so tense my joints were practically creaking, my heart felt like it was being stepped on. I feel like I'm made of stone. I'm ready. You can turn around. Alright? I'll count to 10. She's laughing at me. Feel a whole lot better seeing you so nervous. Turning around. Okay. Load! Her head was tilted down just enough to keep me from making out her expression. She couldn't hide that pink flush spreading across her cheeks. It contrasted well against her white, but not excessively pale skin, as did her jet black hair. Sorry, it's anything nicer to look at. One way was this not a pleasant sight. I'd never been more entranced by anything else in my entire life. She was stunning. No measure of comparison, but I was certain the same sight of any other woman in the world would not have the same effect on me. I could say as much with confidence, despite having never seen another woman nude. Hypnotized, I couldn't take my eyes off the gentle curves of her body. I can't talk! I need a drink. While I'm more socially inclined, perhaps I could have told her she was pretty, which perhaps would have brought a cheaper smile to her face. Although I wanted to, my throat was dry as dust. All I could manage to produce were incoherent rasps. YouTube will ban me for this, right? Like, this isn't lewd enough to get banned, right? I hope not. Please say something. I'm hideous, aren't I? I'm unclean. You're not hideous. You mean it? I mean it. Why? What do you think so? Because you're not unclean. Not in the slightest. You mean it? I do. Even seeing this? Giselle's eyes slid downwards, trace of fear lurking just beneath the surface. Following her lead, I dropped my gaze to her lower body. And there, I saw her scars. Swollen red and black ashes, still not healed after more than a year, defiled her white flesh. As she described for me, the lines were arranged to form letters carved into her skin. So that's why she said I would have seen them eventually. My instincts told me that these were ones she would carry for the rest of her life. I felt nauseous, heartbroken, infuriated. At the fact that the person who had done this was out of my reach. At the fact that I could do nothing for her. What went through my father's mind when he looked at these? What did he gain from giving her these wounds? Why did he have to do this to her? Why my father, of all people? Giselle was the one with the scars. Giselle was the one in pain. But I felt like someone had shoved a handful of needles into my chest. Dozens of thick metal stakes piercing the walls of my heart, blood streaming through me like a river. If I didn't force myself to face it, I was liable to run. What was the right thing to say? What was I supposed to tell her? As hard as I thought, I couldn't come up with an answer. All I came up with was intense frustration. It killed me that I couldn't take these scars from her. That I couldn't give my father a piece of my mind. You're in no way hideous, no matter what marks are left on your body. The goal I had to form that single sentence. Thank goodness. So glad to hear that. When I was down in that village, they said it didn't matter what they did to me because I was already dirty. That made me think I'd reached the point where I was so tainted. Anyone could see it. I'm sorry. Why should you apologize? You're frowning really intensely. Thought I might have made you mad. No, I'm not angry at you. I'm angry at my father, the villagers, and myself. May I touch them? Oh, you may, I think. Yeah. My hands are trembling. I know I wouldn't be doing her any favors by hesitating. As soon as my fingertips brushed her skin, she shuddered. So is he touching the scars, or is he touching the old piece of your heads? It's the scars, obviously. Does it hurt? No. There hasn't been any pain in some time. I could feel her trembling when I touched her. It didn't seem like it was going to subside anytime soon. Soon she began whimpering softly. Her lips moved as though she was trying to say something, but the best she managed was a few strained gasps. Tears began welling up in her eyes as well. I feel like I'm in heaven right now, but I also kind of hate myself. Hate yourself? But why? Because I can't stop shaking. I'm overjoyed to feel your touch, but I can't control my body. I know you're nothing like that, but it keeps seeing flashes of you doing other things in my mind. It kills me that my body won't react the way I feel in my heart. As foolish to have ever thought that those wounds might have healed. Just as scars remained on her body, so too did they remain in her heart. Unlike the physical wounds, though, the ones inside her seemed to still be raw and bleeding. She just did such a good job of acting normal that I began to think she might have gotten past them. Of course not, you blind fool. You showed me back today because it brought back those memories? That's right. I'm sorry. I'm really, truly sorry. Why are you apologizing? I should be the one. Do you have any desire to place a curse on him? What? Do you want to curse Antonin? If you so desire, I might be able to make it happen. Cast a curse on him. Perhaps even a fatal one. I ignore the fact that he's my father. I don't consider that man family anymore. I want you to be honest with me. If hypothetically such a thing were possible, what do you want to curse him? No, I would not want that. Why not? You have every right to take revenge. For what that man did, he deserves punishment. He inflicted so much pain on you. You're still shaking, more than a year later. Could you just let him get away with that out of the goodness of your heart? Hypothetically, if you wanted to curse him, I want to do it even hypothetically. And not out of the goodness of my heart. I'm just a coward. A coward? If curses were real and he were to die by one, then I would never, ever be able to forget. If my resentment for him took his life, then that would mean he had damaged me so permanently I was never able to get past it. I don't want that. I want to be able to forget. Still shaking now? Well, one day I want to be able to proclaim proudly that this no longer has any control over me. But I appreciate the sentiment. Setting aside your choice of method, you asked out of concern, that's more than enough for me. A soft smile spread across her lips, but all that inspired in me was powerlessness. She was putting on an act. Was the sentiment really more than enough? Of course not. Not when she was still trembling so much. Well, what was I to do? What was I, unable to leave that house and helpless against the will of the Bowlingers, to do? I was incapable of assuaging? Or pain, wasn't I? How do you say that one? Assuaging?
Assuage.
Assuage? I mean, that makes perfect sense. I couldn't do anything. Could I? Before I throw in the towel, I'm going to take some real time to think. Stop running from the problem. Figure out a real way to give her what she wants. That doesn't involve curses and angry words. That should be something only I can do. Giselle? Took the hand that had been tracing her sides and slid it around her waist. Even now, her trembling showed no signs of abating. I'll never, the one thing I could do, hurt you again. We'll strap her trembling body in my arms. I want you here with me. All I ask is that for now, is to be at my side. All I ask of you. You can be scared and you can quiver, but please don't apologize for it. Please don't feel bad about it. I promise not to turn my head away from your pain. Exclamation point. So I ask of you, try not to keep it buried. I have no power or influence. I don't know all the right things to say. I'm a man with nothing to his name. But the one thing I do have is a heartfelt desire to do whatever I can for you. As soon as I tighten my grip around your waist, she lurched forward, throwing her arms around me. Like, what am I supposed to say that? No, not doing that. Muffled whimpers resonated against my shoulders, which she had buried her head. Look, you remember the crying from last time? Well, a couple of times ago. Or you just went, wah, I'm not doing that again. Eventually, they grew into unfettered sobs. I'll leave it to your imagination. My bedchamber was enveloped in the sound of weeping. She cried like a little child. The usually strong-willed, chillful, optimistic Giselle wailed from the depths of her soul. This past year, she had constantly been nudging me forward. It was always her leading the way. There had undoubtedly been moments where she had wanted to cry like this, but couldn't. So starting now, I was going to try and support her too. I was sure I'd messed something up, so I had little experience being caring. I'd probably anger her, probably stress her out, probably make her cry. But I had found my resolve and overcome my hesitation. I was sure I could do it. That I could create a place where she could find peace. I could surely. Giselle didn't stop crying until the sun had begun peeking over the horizon. You could surely what? Is that just, I could surely find a place where she could find peace, or did it just end off before he finished that sentence? I had, as I said, not looked away, simply holding her in silence. She had a decidedly not childlike frame, which seemed incredibly small in my arms. We felt each other's warmth through my clothes. Between sniffles, Giselle said softly, "One day, I'm certain, I'll be able to, without any hesitation, be properly joined with you, and it'll be wonderful. Right now, I still can't control the shaking, but eventually, I want to be able to put my hands on you too." The affection infused in each and every word is palpable. Which has a totally different meaning if we assume Michel's a girl. Which, I'm not really sure. And it could be, Michel's not a girl, just, Michel's, doesn't have... I forgot to look up funny alternatives. Sometime later, she drifted off to sleep exhausted. I prayed from the bottom of my heart that at least tonight, she would have pleasant dreams. Woo. Okay, I'll call it there. Been recording for like over 2 hours today, and my voice is starting to hurt. Well, it was starting to hurt when I started this video. Do you call them episodes, or like I title them parts? But in my head, I always call them episodes. But I mean, that kind of sounds weird, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Next time, the scene is called A Bright Future, so I'm sure things are gonna start descending soon, and I'm not prepared for that. But at least they were able to be happy for a little while. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.